Okay, well, we'll just, hopefully they'll call back. Yeah, people might have started to call in already. And I'm like, just wait a second, team. Oh. Budsy. Yay. All right, we're going live here as well. All right, team, I think we're set up. Yay! All right. Just get my notes up here, team. All right, 8 o'clock in the studio. Here, we're ready to go. All right, we're ready to go. Get this going here, get this going here. We're live on all the spaces, team. Sounds good, sounds good. Well, if we are ready, let's get started with today's show. Welcome to Hi Carlen, your favorite new call-in lifestyle show about everything sex, love, relationships, and mental wellness. I'm Carlen Costa, a clinical sexologist and psychotherapist, and I love that you're here. Each week, I invite you to tune in live to our Wellness Wonderland and learn some stuff about you, your relationships, and how to make your life better. Let's talk self-pleasure to infidelity, to cannabis, to weird sex facts you won't be able to stop sharing in your group chat. I promise you guys, this show, especially today, you're going to be going off in your group chat, okay? But if you want to be part of the show, which I really hope that you try to be, this is a live call-in show. So I want you to call in live our hotline right now or at any time throughout the show at 877-7-CARLEN, and I'll give you the best advice that money can buy, but for free. If you can't get through our hotline this week, hit me up on my Instagram at HiCarlen or my website, carlencosta.com/HiCarlen, and submit some cues that I can answer on my feed or in my show at a later date. So for those of you watching on Instagram, hello, on Facebook, on YouTube, hello everybody. We have got this show set up today, especially because today's subject, it's gonna get spicy. It's gonna get spicy today, friends. I'm warning you all right now. It's gonna get a little spicy in here. So let me get a drink of water. Because today's subject could be considered a touchy one. I've been working in private practice with individuals and couples for about 10 years. And the one question I get asked over and over again is, how do I make sure my partner doesn't cheat? And the answer is, you don't. In fact, surveys estimate that almost 1/4 of all marriages experience infidelity at some point. Another study actually showed that 20% of married couples are likely to encounter infidelity in the US. Esther Perel, a leading psychotherapist, someone that I hugely fangirl over, says, infidelity has existed since marriage was invented, and so too the taboo against it. So how do we reconcile what is universally forbidden and universally practiced? I mean, this is why this is going to get spicy today, because the fact is that women in 9 countries around the world can still be killed for straying. And we don't even have a universally accepted definition of what cheating even is. All right. Moving forward, let's talk about this. Here's some fun facts for your group chat, okay? I asked today on my Instagram, I asked all of you guys, which professions cheat the most? I gave you a few different options. According to Investigation Hotline, the profession that is most likely to cheat are people in the trades. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to all my plumbers and electricians. 29% of male cheaters are plumbers and electricians, while only 4% of female cheaters are in the trades. 23% of women on Ashley Madison, and that's where a lot of these stats are coming from, are in nursing or medicine. Just saying. So it goes trades, then medicine. Just saying, you guys. Well, only 5% of men are. Whereas 11% of cheating women and 11% of cheating men are entrepreneurs. Ooh, there it is, right? Career choice has also another link to cheating, okay? So it's not just about where you work. So it's not just about being in the trades or just being in medicine or, just being an entrepreneur. Since those who are financially dependent on their spouses are also more likely to cheat. I don't make these rules up. I'm just letting you know what the statistics are saying, friends, okay? That means that those in lower paying jobs or who are not working will generally cheat more on their partner. Is this true? Has this happened to you? I don't know. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, friends, because I also did, and you can still catch up on my Instagram stories and catch up on the poll where I asked, have you been cheated on or have you been a cheater? And maybe you've been both. But in fact, what is infidelity, right? Like, what is even cheating? According to Merriam-Webster, infidelity is the act or fact of having a romantic or sexual relationship with someone other than one's husband, wife, or partner. It is also considered an unfaithfulness to a moral obligation or a disloyalty. Yes, infidelity is the result of breaking a promise that has been upheld by a committed bond, for sure. It is a violation of a couple's emotional and physical exclusivity, absolutely. But in today's immediate gratification world, instant validation has never tasted sweeter, and it has been easier to cheat and more difficult to keep it a secret in today's world. I bet you some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. How you feeling spicy yet, friends? Are you feeling spicy yet? We've got people watching our comments and going off. I cannot wait to hear what questions you guys have in the comments, and then I'm going to get some of you to call in. Don't forget, 877-7-Carlen. We're going to be taking calls in just a minute, my loves, okay? But let me tell you a little bit more. Let me break it down for you a little bit more, okay? So, how do people cheat? A recent study commissioned found conflicting answers when 1,000 people were polled about what constitutes cheating. And this is something that I come across in my practice all the time. The majority of respondents to this particular poll, to this particular survey, 76% said that physical sexual contact with someone outside of the relationship would always meet the threshold for cheating. However, a slimmer majority thought that maintaining an online dating profile or sending flirtatious messages to someone else should also always be considered cheating. The lines on whether to follow an ex on social media constituted a betrayal was even more ambiguous, whereas 16% said that it was always cheating. 45% thought that it was sometimes cheating, and 39% answered that it never was. And that is just about following your ex on social media, my loves. Man, I'm just saying. This also, though, does bring up the question, what do we consider cheating? I have this conversation with my friends, my family, and my patients all the time. You're probably sitting at home right now thinking, but wait, what do I consider cheating, right? Like, I'm listening, 76% of people say definitely physical contact, right? But not a lot of people think following your ex or texting your ex or even watching porn could be considered or may not be considered cheating. The main types of cheating, though, that generally come up more frequently that you can easily Google are emotional cheating, which means a close or special relationship that's not just a friendship. And you know what I'm talking about when we say it's not just a friendship. It involves lying to your partner about the interactions and intimate connection nurtured outside of that friendship and relationship. Physical cheating, also definitely, we all agree on that one. But online texting or using apps to communicate, is that cheating? Or secret friendships with intimate intentions, is that cheating? And financial cheating, which also involves hidden credit cards and hidden expenses, is also a category that comes up according to Google. So now that I have given you guys some stuff, I gotta go to some questions. I gotta see what's coming up here for some of you guys. Here on my Instagram at carlen.costa, we are here. Somebody commented here and said, anytime you have to hide something from your partner, like deleting texts, I consider that to be emotional cheating. Ooh, all right, friends. Do we have any big comments or questions coming in yet from other parts of our social media team? And this would be a great time, if you're watching and you have a question about cheating or affairs, to call in now. Give me a call. I'm here, live on the phone, and ready for you to send me your questions. Call in live now, 877-7-Carlen, and let's talk about it. You don't even have to use your real name if you don't want to, I promise. All right, we've got a question on social media. Okay, so I'm going to rephrase that question for you and just make sure that I understood. So the question was, for all of those of you who could hear or didn't hear, was this person is in a new relationship. They have kids with their ex, though, and now they have this new idea of a relationship with their ex, and their current partner doesn't like it. Is that the question, Jackie? Yeah, the current partner doesn't like the back and forth with the ex. Then why did you get involved with a person with kids? That's the answer to that, because it's not cheating. It's not cheating when there has to be a co-parenting relationship involved. Having to have a healthy co-parenting relationship with an ex is not cheating. Having to have a friendship with your ex is not cheating. If you are struggling with your partnership and in understanding what the boundaries are within yourself and with your partner, then there's a conversation that has to happen there, right? There's a conversation that has to begin between the both of you, and in understanding what are the boundaries that we share, what are the boundaries that I share, and what are the boundaries that you share. And let's talk about what those lines are. I love that question. Another question that came in here says, how often do you see couples turn it around after infidelity while going through therapy? Thank you for that question. I appreciate that. So how often do couples turn it around? And I love this question because it's possible. It's completely possible to turn it around. I've seen, in the 10 years I've been a psychotherapist, I have seen couples absolutely turn it around. And I've seen other couples see that this was a symptom of a relationship that just was never good to begin with. Or if it never was good, it may have been good at one point, but it just reached a breaking point, right? So it is possible to come back from cheating, from infidelity, from an affair in your relationship. I mean, look at Beyonce and Jay-Z, friends, right? Like, that is such a thing. We've got a comment. Is this relationship to what we're talking about here, team?
Do you have stats for husbands that cheat on pregnant wives?
That's a very specific question. Do I have stats on husbands who cheat on pregnant wives? Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to move on to my next section, and then we're going to answer that question because I don't have any stats on that. And here's why I don't have stats on that. Statistically, we don't actually know how many people cheat in their relationships because there is no universal agreement on what infidelity is. So when we're gathering some of these statistics, some of these studies, right, a lot of them are kind of can be considered slightly anecdotal, and it all requires you and the people who are answering these questions to answer honestly, right? So some people don't want to admit that they've cheated. Some people don't want to go there, and I get it. I totally get it. But there's also no universal agreement on what infidelity is. So what you may consider to be cheating, I probably don't, to be honest with you, right? But mostly, to some people, it's having sex with another person outside of the commitment of the relationship, whether that's a monogamous relationship or an open and polyamorous relationships. Cheating can also happen in open and poly relationships. So when we have sex with another person outside of that commitment, it could be an emotional sexing, it could be a physical sexing, right? Emotional cheating is a real thing. You could be sexting. Some people I've even worked with who consider porn to be cheating. I've even actually heard of some people blaming masturbation as a form of cheating. And that actually comes up quite a bit. Aside from working with my patients, I also firsthand know the associated trauma of being in a relationship where multiple affairs were occurring. And yes, I still have compassion. Even though I've been there, I have been there. I still have compassion. Infidelity is an experienced trauma. I'm going to say that again. Infidelity is an experienced trauma. It results in relationships feeling unsafe. It affects personal self-worth, and it can alter a person's perception of reality, making them question everything all the time. And trauma experiences deserve a trauma-informed response. So to that lovely person who asked, can relationships come back after an affair, after they've been cheated on? Absolutely. But you need to have a trauma-informed response in order to get through it with your partner. And today's show, isn't all doom and gloom. Okay, my loves, I promise you it's not all doom and gloom. An affair isn't always the end of a relationship, but it is always the end of the relationship as it was once known. I just hope you all heard that. An affair is not necessarily the end of a relationship, but it is the end of the relationship as it was once known. Whatever you do thereafter is completely new. We all engage and live in an era where we feel that we are entitled to pursue our desires. Saying, I deserve to be happy. I mean, we talk about that here on my page all the time, The Everyday Goddess. I deserve to be happy. Or saying, we could divorce because we could be happier. And that's true. But to what end? To what end are we going to indulge in that happiness? The fact is that the majority of couples with affairs will merely survive, or others will actually turn it into an opportunity. Me saying this isn't about being pro-affair, so don't get me wrong, but it is about understanding that this can give you a new opportunity for your relationship that you may have actually needed the whole time. The conversation about infidelity is really a sword fight of ego, to be honest with you. When we criticize cheating and cheaters, it's because we are assuming that relationships are perfect. But the reality is, even happy people cheat. Even happy people cheat. Okay, buckle in, get comfortable, because we're going to move on to this next part here, my friends, okay? I'm a big fan, I've said it before, of Esther Perel and her work in this field with her own clients. She says, when we seek the gaze of another, it isn't about turning away from the person we love. We are actually looking for ourselves and the person within that we have turned away from. That's literally why people tell you that they feel alive during an affair. They connect with a part of themselves that they have been denying or have not shared within their own current relationship. Cheating and affairs is a symptom of a bigger problem. I cannot have any more compassion for this fact, my friends. It's all I am saying. I'm also a big fan of Mark Manson. So if you read any Mark Manson stuff, I'm a big fan, love his work. And he coined the cheating algorithm. Hold on, I need a drink, friends. He coined the cheating algorithm. And the cheating algorithm is quite simple and goes as follows. When one's need for self-gratification outweighs their need for intimacy, cheating is likely to occur. And to achieve that intimacy and love, you have to sacrifice your own self-gratification at times. And to achieve self-gratification, you have to sacrifice some love and intimacy. If a person values self-gratification more than the intimacy they gain from a relationship, then they will stop sacrificing for the relationship and are likely to end up cheating. And if a person values the intimacy they gain from a relationship more than self-gratification, then they will willingly sacrifice some of their self-gratification to remain faithful. Essentially, it's the intimacy, self-gratification scale. All right, my friends. So if any of this is striking a chord with you, let's get you on the phone and call in now, 877-7-Carlen. Talk to me about what happened to you. Okay. So give us a call. And guys, I actually don't know what the Carlen what the numbers are. So look it up, CARLEN, 877-CARLEN. That's how you spell my name, in case. But I am here for some calls. I would love it. Thank you, Brianna, on my Instagram for posting that up there. 877-7-Carlen. Thank you so much, my loves. Give me a call and let's talk about it. 877-227-536. Thank you, team. I love that. Let's get to some questions and some comments here before I get into some of this next part. Let's see. We have a comment here that says, what I realized is that sometimes the person that cheated was going through a trauma you didn't realize, and they are your partner, and you didn't even know. It could even help open up communication. Absolutely. Cheating, like I said, is a symptom that can open things up in your relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be the end. All right, social media team, do we have any fun comments or questions happening on any of our socials? And give us a call. We have a great story that came through here. My ex chased me for a year. We finally dated and I walked in on her with her best friend. Turned out her father cheated on her mom and she mimicked that behavior even though it broke their family. That happens. That happens quite a bit. That happens quite a bit when in our childhood home, in our families, that style of relationship has been mimicked to us, has been shown to us. what that can do and what that does is leads to people feeling an anxious or avoidant attachment when it comes to their own relationships. Although I know a ton of really awesome people who have cheated and are now in lifelong relationships because their first relationship wasn't necessarily the best. I know some of you at home watching right now feel that way, or may know somebody who has been in that situation where you've cheated and now you're with the love of your life. The reason why people get so caught up on cheating is because of ego and ownership. And I'm just like saying that out right now. It's because of ego and ownership. Yes, there is a contract that you enter into. There is a commitment, a safety that we enter into when we get into relationships. And when someone steps outside of that, it can break that bond. There's a comment here that says, searching for love through others caused me to cheat when I was younger. It took therapy and finding self-love to come back from it. And just because you are a cheater or you have been cheated on doesn't mean that there isn't more love for you. Because here's where I see cheating happen the most. In my opinion, a lot of people get married or get into serious relationships too quickly. Some of you guys are just so intense on getting into your relationships that somewhere within themselves, you need to prove that you weren't the problem and why your previous relationship broke down. All of you serial monogamous people out there. Many people are also flirting with the anxious and avoidant attachment style spectrum. So when we are anxious, we latch onto relationships like a succubus. We want to suck it all up. And that's what I was talking about with this ownership piece. When we are anxious, we latch onto relationships. You see this a lot with people who are serial daters. They always are dating other people in order to hide from the work they need to complete within themselves. If they can distract themselves from the shit, then they'll never have to deal with it. And similar thought process for avoidant personality types as well, who instead of learning how to communicate within their relationship, lean into people pleasing and stay where they aren't happy. They don't seek mutual improvement behaviors and instead step outside of their relationship to avoid having to do the work within and throughout. This is a big topic, my friends. This is a big topic. On my Instagram stories today, I also polled you guys and I asked you, have you ever been cheated on or have you been a cheater? And let me see what the results came up as. Okay, so in my Instagram stories, 88% of people had been cheated on, where 5% had not. Whereas 55% of my followers on my Instagram stories are cheaters. You guys, you naughty, naughty birds. All right, whereas 45% of you have never cheated. I'm asking you right now, have you cheated? Have you thought about it? Oh, I know it. I know it. What do you consider cheating? Let's see what some of these comments are saying here. All right. We've got a question coming up. All right, let's go on. First question. Oh, the question is, once a cheater, always a cheater. No. But sometimes. But no. But sometimes. And let me explain what that answer is about, my loves. Okay, let me explain it to you. The reason why I'm saying no is this. If you can come to your behavior and your continuous seeking of gratification or that external validation, then you can turn yourself around. You can start looking at your anxious or your avoidant behaviors, and you can get yourself back in line to a place of security within yourself and find a relationship of security. However, about a couple months ago, I posted this story and this reel actually, and I got a lot of flack for it. But the reel said, never date someone who's just gotten fresh out of another relationship. My rule is no less than a year. 6 months, maybe, but I don't date anyone who hasn't been single out of a serious long-term relationship if they haven't been out of it for minimum 6 months to a year. That's just like a year more than likely, okay? That's my boundary. And I posted this reel that said that. And I got a lot of flack from it because there was a lot of people who said, no, I can go from one relationship to the other to another relationship, right? You don't know me, Carlen. And I'm like, yes, I do, because this is what I study. And I know that people who jump serially from one relationship straight into the next have not done the necessary work and emotional healing or addressed the associated trauma to be ready to enter into a secure relationship. I'm telling all of you on all the screens that are watching me right now, that is my rule. 6 months minimum, a year, absolutely. You have to do the work if you've gotten out of a relationship, especially if you've been a cheater or you have been cheated on. I'm just saying that right now. Are there any questions, that are coming in? Anybody want to talk about their stuff, right? This happens all the time. Listen, you can check people's phones, which is stupid, by the way. And if you want to ask me a question about why you shouldn't be checking your partner's phones, ask me. Ask me in any of the comments, or please call in, because checking your partner's phones religiously or having to have access to all of that stuff, let me just tell you that that's a red flag. That's an emotional red flag, babes. But listen, you can check people's phones, over control, how they manage their time, walk all over your boundaries, and try to people please your partner into their happiness or live in the illusion that your relationship is happy. But the reality is people cheat for so many reasons. Did any of you guys see the story with Shakira and Piqué this weekend, right? Did any of you guys watch Lemonade by Beyonce, right? Halle Berry's been cheated on. Eva Longoria has been cheated on. I've been cheated on multiple times, my friends. My team is like, they don't believe it. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. By the way, I'm currently manifesting becoming Khloe Kardashian's therapist. If anybody knows her, I can bring her back to us. I promise you. She's amazing. She is a queen. She is a goddess. But that Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian stuff has been crazy. And now Shakira is like, bye-bye, Piqué. See you later. These hips don't lie. And you don't belong here anymore, okay? Friends, it can happen to anybody. And this is how we know that what you look like has really nothing to do with why someone would cheat on you, to be honest with you, right? Some people here, my comments are saying that I'm right. Thank you to my community here. Another question, can a relationship come back from cheating? Absolutely. We've talked about that. Thank you for that question. A relationship absolutely can come back from cheating with a trauma-informed response. Anybody else have some questions? Anybody want to call in? 877-7-Carlen, and let's talk about it. 877-722-7536. Give me a call right now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about if you've been cheated on. Let's talk about if you're a cheater. I love you. Let's call in if you've slept with Tristan Thompson. Don't. It's not worth it, I promise you. Khloe doesn't look that happy. Have you ever done that? Have you ever looked at somebody, right, who's cheated, and then you've been like, why? What ego plane did you fly in on that thought that you could cheat? Sorry, now I'm just being catty, my loves. I love you guys so much. But there are a whole bunch of different reasons why people cheat. And here's some of them, okay? Some of the reasons why people cheat is because people can't process their own unhappy emotions. People cheat because they are avoidant. People cheat because of fear of commitment. People cheat because of fear of abandonment, low self-esteem, revenge. We could do a whole show on revenge. The need for validation and a weak ego. People cheat because of an addictive personality or lack of impulse control, especially when we talk about neurodivergences and people dealing with mental health, such as PTSD or a variety of neurodivergences. Or it's just the wrong relationship altogether, and you just can't find the words to say otherwise, my loves. Question coming in. How can cheating affect future sexual experiences? I love this question, and thank you for asking that question. How can cheating affect future sexual relationships? Well, I can talk about from a clinical perspective, and I can talk about from a personal perspective. So from a clinical perspective, what we can see is that some people will actually suffer from PTSD, right? It is a traumatic experience for many people. Being cheated on can be a traumatic experience. So some people will actually go into a process of PTSD, unfortunately, and their mental health will severely be impacted by it. And I'm not saying that that's the fault of the cheater. I'm saying that it is a little bit your fault, but it's not completely your fault, right? Again, coming back to that theme of ownership. We see ourselves in relationship as 50% of me and 50% of you makes 100. And that's not how a healthy relationship, that's not the math of a healthy relationship. The math of a healthy relationship is I come in 100 and you come in 100 and then we make 1,000. Okay. And then we grow and then we build together. And some days I'm going to be 20% and some days you're going to be 80%. But I do not come into a relationship looking for my other half. All right. We've got a caller live. Hello, and hello, caller, you're live.
Hi.
Hi, there we go, yay.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, who am I talking to?
You're talking to Paulina.
Paulina. Hi, Paulina, how's it going?
Hi. Not too bad, thank you. So I do want to address what you're saying. From my perspective, I would consider myself one of the most loyal people in the world.
Yes.
However, I was led to cheating. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Paulina, I might repeat some of what you're saying just because we're live on a whole bunch of screens right now, and I want everybody to hear your question. So if it sounds like I'm repeating you, I just want you to know that's why, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right. So you were in a relationship, and then what happened?
And like I said, I consider myself a very loyal person.
Awesome.
However, being with a certain person that that would not have sex for many months.
Okay, so your partner wouldn't have sex with you.
Completely give me no attention. Oh, sorry.
And completely give you no attention. Absolutely.
Well, like when we would go out, but at home, we even ended up getting married at some point.
And then you got
but
married.
I cheated because it was just,
Yeah.
It was for attention. I guess. Well, then, when I guess I say it like that, but it was. You do have to feel good, right?
Paulina, listen, Goddess, I'm not judging you at all. Listen, I appreciate actually that you're on here and you're sharing your story right now. So for those of you listening at home who couldn't hear the question, Paulina was saying, she's like, I'm a very loyal person and I got into this relationship. But what happened is over time, we stopped having sex. He stopped giving me attention. We even got married and it didn't get any better. Right, Paulina? Did I catch that right?
That's right. And then at the end, we both ended up cheating on
and then in the end, you both ended up cheating on each other. Now, Paulina, let me ask you a question.
And then getting divorced.
Okay. All right. And there's the life cycle of that relationship. But let me ask you, Paulina, why'd you get married?
You know what? I think it was more of a convenience thing. We had already been together and it was always like Paulina and so, it was just habitual.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Even though, again, I loved her.
Absolutely.
But it was,
Yeah.
habits.
Yeah. You guys just got into the routine, and then you kind of fell into the commitment of marriage, is what I'm hearing, right? It just kind of was like, well,
That's
we're
right.
here, we might as well get married, right? And that's why you cheated on each other. and Pauline, I really appreciate that you brought this question, because that is a big thing and a big theme that I'm actually seeing a lot in relationships right now, especially post-pandemic, right? People have been like locked up with their partners for days on end, for months on end, survived a pandemic, and realized that their relationship actually is a mismatch, that they actually never were matched well to begin with, and that we just like kind of slid into the commitment of the marriage instead of working on the requirements of the relationship. Does that sound
100%.
accurate?
And I also felt that with COVID, it either broke you or made you stronger.
Yeah, COVID either broke you or made you stronger. Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of relationships.
I'm in a beautiful
like
relationship now, and
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on your new
Luckiest
relationship.
person on this planet.
Yeah, yes. And Paulina, what did you learn from that first relationship to now?
I'll tell you, never sacrifice anything.
Never sacrifice
Never say,
anything.
I'd rather be unhappy with you than happy with anybody else.
Oh, there it is. I love that. That's hot, Paulina. Say that again for everybody. Never
compromise yourself for anybody. Never say, I'd rather be unhappy with you than happy with anybody else.
Never say,
never utter those words. Get the heck out.
Yes, never say, I'd rather be unhappy with you than happy with anybody else. If you are sitting at home watching this right now and you are thinking, I am unhappy in this relationship, but I would rather stay unhappy in this relationship than do the work that is going to be required of me to move on, let me tell you, you got to give me a call, babe. Let me tell you, we have some things we need to talk about, because being unhappy in that relationship is not necessarily going to work out for you, because things like cheating and infidelity will come through. Paulina, anything else you want to say?
I just want to say thank you, and I love watching your show on Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week, yeah?
My pleasure.
Bye, Paulina. Thank you. Anybody else want to get on the phone? 877-7-CARLEN, CARLEN. That's my name. You'll never forget it. And give us a call. Pretty soon what we're going to be doing is we might be giving away some prizes to some callers. I'm just saying. I don't know if we're going to do it today. Maybe we'll do it next week. But I'm just saying, let's get these callers in. 877-722-7536. 877-722-7536. It's like a song. We're talking about cheating today. Here's the thing, though. And Paulina, thank you so much for calling in. And anybody else, if you want to call in, give us a call now. Tell us about your cheating story. Tell us about you being a cheater, you being cheated on, infidelity, affairs, your opinions. You disagree with me? Call me if you disagree with me. I really want to talk to you if you disagree with me. But here's the thing. I'm just going to kind of flip it until somebody else comes through. Is that here is my warning to people who have been cheated on. I'm just going to adjust really quick here. Here is my warning to people who have been cheated on, because if you have been cheated on and you are stuck in that cycle of your relationship, it may be because your partner is gaslighting you after they've cheated on you. And here's what being gaslit after being cheated on looks like and can sound like. This actually happened to me in one of my relationships. I was in this long-term relationship, and I found out that my partner was cheating on me. And then he gaslighted me into staying. A few months later, I found out he was continuously cheating, and that's when I said, I'm out. Boo, I'm out, because I didn't let the gaslight hit me any longer. But this is what gaslighting from somebody who cheated on you can sound like. It can sound like the person saying, the cheater saying, it's because you didn't give them enough sex, or projecting blame onto you. It can also sound like that they were unhappy and they had no choice. It can also sound like love bombing on you to erase their bad behavior. So love bombing, some people, if you've been cheated on, love bombing looks like all of a sudden you get all these gifts and you get all these nice things and you're just like kind of waiting for it to end, and they're just like bombing you with all this love, but never really apologizing, because they also won't apologize sincerely and say things like, "What more do you want from me?" Which is not an apology. If somebody says to you, "What more do you want from me?" that's not an apology. A cheater who's gaslighting you can also act like the victim when you confront their behavior. They can also turn it on you like you're the one with the issues to deflect taking responsibility for their actions. All right, let's get another call in. Caller 2, you're on. Hello?
How you guys doing?
Hey, hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Not
How are
too
you?
bad.
Hi. Who am I talking to?
Oh, Jervis.
All right. Sorry, can you say that again, love?
Jervis.
Jervis. Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
What are you coming on Hi Carlen forward with today? Hello? Jervis, you still there, love? Oh, they hung up. Okay. All right. Somebody call back if you want to. All right, we've got a comment. Live on Facebook.
Have somebody asking, how do you deal with your own brain when your partner does something that is likely innocent but could be easily perceived as not so innocent?
I love that question. How do you deal with your own brain when your partner does something that is most likely innocent, but you don't see it as being innocent? Okay, I love this question. And this question is really big because that's what I talk about when I talk about the trauma, right? The trauma responses. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about facing our own ego. That's what I talk about when I'm sharing that stuff, because what that is telling me is that there is an imbalance, an emotional imbalance within you that we need to address. So one of the first things to do is create awareness within yourself, right? Create awareness that maybe this isn't actually the healthy response, right? Maybe I'm reacting instead of responding to my partner and to what's going on with my partner. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that you can do is either talk to a counselor, a therapist, to work through what some of that stuff is, or also talk to your partner. You know, a lot of cheating and a lot of disagreements and stuff can be saved and in your relationship by just actually talking to them and telling them that you're scared, telling them that you're feeling insecure, telling them and disclosing what's going on for you. So if your partner is doing something and you think, hey, I'm getting all up in my head about this, maybe talk to your partner about it. Talk to your best friend about it and say, guys, why do you think I'm all up in my head about this? Can you help me work through this? Communication and being open and honest is one of the great ways to prevent cheating. You can identify the needs that other people are fulfilling for you, and you can brainstorm ways to spark stuff back into your relationship versus just not talking about it at all, right? Did they follow up with any other comments there? No, that was it. So essentially, you got to start working on yourself, love. So if you are getting all worked up by your partner and thinking, what they're doing, who they're talking to, all of a sudden that best friend that has been totally fine is now all of a sudden, you're seeing them as competition or seeing them as a threat to your relationship. You got to call yourself out on it. You also got to call your partner in your relationship out on it, because what that's telling me is that there's something out of balance going on. And I love that. Thanks, guys, for that question. I love that. Calling in 8777 Carlen. If you have any other questions, we've already had a couple callers tonight. I knew this was a spicy topic, a spicy topic. other ways that you can come back from cheating or survive from it is brainstorm ways to spark stuff in your relationship. Discuss your needs with your partner and ask for more of what you want, and or work with your partner to create a plan for what to do when we feel tempted, right? That question I get asked a few times, right? Is like, what do I do if I feel tempted, right? Is flirting cheating, Carlen? And you know what? I say no. Flirting is not cheating. Flirting is a great way to spice up your current relationship. Flirting is a great way to like rev up some energy within you so that you can bring that into your relationship. I love when I'm in a relationship and I see somebody, I don't love it, but like I appreciate when I'm in a relationship with somebody and somebody is flirting with my partner. You know why? Because I know that they're coming home with me, you know, right? What it does is that it just sparks this beautiful desire because I choose to allow it to spark desire within me, right? Because my partner, when I have a partner, I don't have a partner right now, but when I have a partner, my partner is hot. All right, we've got another call coming in. Let's do it, team. Caller, you're live on the air. Hey, caller. All right.
Hello.
Hey, caller. Hey, caller. You're live.
Hi. I'm live. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Who am I talking to?
Are you talking to Owen?
Owen. Hi, Owen.
Sorry.
What's your
Hi.
question, love?
About cheating and infidelity.
About cheating. Well, you came to the right show. It's about cheating and infidelity.
Yes. My question was just, at what stage, what things need to be spoke of between both parties, and what things don't need to be spoke of? Like, what is considered cheating, like, universally, if there's such a thing?
Okay, so the question is, what is universally considered cheating, right? So at what point, right, what's the edge? And are you asking me what the line is because you're trying to make sure that you can flirt with it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Well, listen. I'm not going to give you guys any tips on how to go gray in your relationship, okay? How to flirt any gray relationship. However, I appreciate this question, you know, because the answer is this, is that there really isn't a universal definition for what is considered cheating. And that's the problem with it. And that's why it's hard to actually even collect statistics or, statistics on it, because to you, what might be cheating may be completely different to me than what might be cheating. Generally speaking, you know, having sex with somebody that's not your primary partner in your monogamous relationship, totally cheating. Can we agree with that, Owen? Oh.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, we can agree on that. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, right. We can agree that having sex with, if you're in a monogamous relationship, having sex with someone else is cheating. Now, what do you think about watching porn? Do you think watching porn in your relationship is cheating?
Does it depend on how much you're enjoying the porn?
Does it depend on how much you're enjoying the porn? No. I hope you're watching it and enjoying it and not crying with crackers in bed. Like, that's what I'm hoping is happening.
I'm more of a crying the bed with rice cake kind of guy, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. No, I don't think porn is cheating.
You don't think porn is cheating? Okay.
I mean, maybe. Depends. Like, if you're unlocking something about yourself that you're not communicating to your partner about through porn, maybe.
Okay. Maybe it depends if you're unlocking something, okay, that you don't want to tell your partner about.
Yeah, maybe you're not being satisfied anymore and you're using porn as an escape.
That's a good point. Are you using porn to escape from your current relationship that you're no longer willing to admit needs some work, that you're no longer feeling satisfied in? I really appreciate that point that you made, Owen. You know, and I think that is a differentiating factor, right? Is if we are using things, even like flirting or pornography in our relationships or erotica, are we using them to escape our relationship, and not in like a escape and have a good time and are sharing the experience with our partner, whether they're physically there or not, but escaping it because we don't want to actually show up for our relationship. We don't want to do the work. We don't want to address that things are a little hard. Would that be cheating, Owen?
Yeah, that was very well said. Yeah, I guess that is definitely cheating, emotionally at least.
Yeah, at least emotionally cheating. No, thank you so much. Oh, and anything else you want to follow up with that question, love?
I guess if there's no universal cheating,
no universal cheating.
Should there be a universal way of? I guess there's no universal way of responding to someone who you think is cheating.
I love that. And there's no universal way to respond when you've been cheated on. Right? There was that big thing about, I don't know if you've heard about Shakira and Piqué this weekend, Owen, but there was like the media made this big hullabaloo that Shakira had this like anxiety attack and then she had to go to the hospital, which ended up not being true. It actually happened a week ago and it was with her dad. But there is no universal way to respond when you've been cheated on, right? Some people, it completely breaks them apart. Some people leads them to put up a bigger armor. Some people, it leads them to come further into their relationship. Some people, it calls for them to pull back from their relationship. There is no universal way to respond, and there's no universal way to do it right either. So thank you for that point, Owen. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling.
I learned something.
Yeah, thank you for calling. All right, loves, do we have any other comments or questions coming in from the comments? You guys are a little quiet tonight, my loves. I'm just saying, I told you this was going to be a spicy topic. We've only got about a minute or two left anyways, but this episode has been all about affairs and infidelity, cheating, and how we come to it in our relationships, how we hold space for it within ourselves, what does cheating look like? Who cheats the most? What do we do about it? And how do we prevent it from happening in your relationship? We talked about all of those topics today. All right, social media team, do we have any other comments, questions, or anything coming in? There's a lovely comment. The couple that smokes together stays together. Ain't that the truth? But also not necessarily. That happened to me. I was like, all right, my loves. Well, there's no other comments. There's no other questions. There's no other call-ins. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love that you're here. Oh, do we have a last-minute call, producer? Is that what that was? Oh, we have a last-minute call.
Hello,
team.
how you doing?
Okay, hey, hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Who am I talking to?
Jerome.
Jerome. Hey, Jerome.
Not too bad.
What's your question, love?
Oh gosh, I have an issue. Like I'm always cheating. How do I get over that?
You're always the cheater, or you're always being cheated on?
I get cheated on first before I cheat.
So you always get cheated on, and then in order to revenge back at them, you cheat on them?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
But I always end up staying in a relationship afterwards.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's okay, love. Let's talk about it. Right? So talk to me
definitely.
Talk to me about when your partner cheats. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, for the most part, it's always about just getting back.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to think about sometimes at home, everything is good at home. Like bills are being paid.
Yeah.
The sexual part is always that's taken care of. But it seems like sometimes girls or women, I should say, can't be satisfied no matter what's going on.
Okay.
So I want to know, like, as a man, how do I solve that? What am I missing to stop that?
What are you missing to stop it? Listen. What do you think is the reason why women cheat on you in your relationships? What do they tell you?
I've been told by women that most of the time it's either not being satisfied or just not enough money.
That you don't make enough money or that they are not satisfied. Okay.
Yes, whether sexually or showing them that you care, or just a little thing that you don't do.
So they're telling you that you don't show enough, that you care, that you don't make enough money, and that they're not satisfied.
Yeah, not necessarily sexually, no. Like it's just I mean, like the little things that they say out that count. Yeah.
Okay. So when somebody says to you, "I'm not feeling fulfilled in my relationship," what, you're coming to it as a place of, now I'm going to take revenge on this person and I'm going to cheat. But Jerome, let me ask you, what if you turned it around and said, okay, let's talk about how you're not satisfied, and let's talk about ways that we can start to satisfy one another? Have you ever tried that?
It's hard to really try that when you look at it like in the sense that I know you cheated, so I don't necessarily trust you again.
Yeah, the trust piece.
I know you've been with somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? You've been with somebody else sexually.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to even trust you, even if we talk about it. Yep. It takes a while for that to, for time to heal stuff like that.
Absolutely. But Jerome, let me ask you, love. If you were trying to heal that thing with somebody, trying to come back into a place of trust with them, then why are you going out and cheating on them?
Okay, a lot of times, even if say you find out, right?
Yeah.
You know what's happening. You kind of talk about it, right? A lot of the time, even when they say sorry, it doesn't seem like they're really sorry about it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you don't trust the sorry. You don't trust the apology.
No, I trust it. I hear the apology, like I don't trust it. It just doesn't seem like it's sincere. Like I slept with Tom, and okay, that's just what it is. I have to deal with it.
Yeah. It seems.
I'm sorry about that. I went out and I got drunk and I slept with Tom.
It's always so interesting when somebody says that. I'm sorry I went out, I got drunk, and I fell and slipped on somebody's dick. It's always such an interesting thing when somebody says that, right? Right? It is. You know why I find that interesting, Jerome? Because it insults your intelligence, and that's why I don't like it. You know what I mean? Because nobody just nobody mistakenly has sex with somebody. People choose to have sex, or they are forced to have sex. Nobody by accident has sex with somebody. That's just not how that happens. Because if that did happen, I'd be falling all over dicks all over town, Jerome. Let me tell you, okay? I'd be sliding all over that place. All right? But that's not how that works. So, Jerome, then this comes to a quality of me not actually looking at what is going on with these women that you are dating or these people that you are dating. Rather, Jerome, what is going on with you that you feel that you are worth being cheated on? And not necessarily how I'm saying that, but more in the sense of, how are you coming to that relationship? And are you feeling insecure? Are you already coming to your relationships feeling ungrounded and thinking, well, she's probably going to cheat on me too, just like everybody else?
Well, I live in Jamaica, right? So it's a little bit different out here.
It looks different. Okay. You're in Jamaica, so it's different. Okay.
No, it's not really different, but the culture is different. Like,
okay. Teach me about the culture. I'm here for it.
A woman is expected to really know that her man is going to cheat on her with either 4 or 5 different girls. And the man is going to expect that the girl is going to cheat on him the same, but they still stay together. But for me, that's kind of hard.
Okay. So you're saying that in Jamaica, that there seems to be an air of mutual cheating all the time.
I don't know if it's just Jamaica alone, but it's really rough out here like that.
It is really rough on your life. It absolutely is. And I'm really sorry that continues to happen. I really am, because, it's a pattern. So, Jerome, what I would say to you, love, is that you need to take a little bit of a break from some relationships. Come and see a therapist. Talk about your personal power. Talk about how you can set boundaries. Talk about what you value, and start learning how to communicate that in your relationships so that you can set that standard together. You know what I mean? also and starting to come to your relationship with more tools and more skills, like knowing each other's love language. Like, Jerome, what's your love language? Do you even know?
No, I'm not sure.
No, right? So it sounds like that there's some good stuff that you have to learn about you too, right? And maybe the fact that you have some stuff that you have to learn about you that's maybe holding you back from being able to show up authentically in a relationship with really good boundaries, with someone who values you just like you value you. See what I'm saying?
But no, I don't hear what you're saying. But that takes some time to get to that point to actually know that being valued. Because sometimes it might take 6 months. It might take a year before you find it actually value you like that.
Yeah.
And during that time, a lot can happen.
I think you deserve the time, Jerome. I think you deserve to be invested in you for 6 months to a year to get to know you before you bring somebody else in. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That really makes sense. I'm honestly give that a try, but it's hard because you have to understand, right? No matter what happens, just being a human being, like you need somebody around you too. Yeah. Because as you get older, like I'm 43 years old, so I need that a companion, like a partner.
Absolutely, you need companionship, and I hear you.
Take a 6 month break. That's a long time just to be by yourself, to know yourself, but you still need somebody.
Absolutely. Well, taking 6 months is a long time, but if you're 43 years old and you're worried about wanting to be in a long-term relationship for the next, let's say, 40 years, 6 months is kind of a blip on that timeline, isn't it, Jerome? Wouldn't you rather do some self-work for 6 months and like get strong with who you are and your personal power, and then have 40 years of being in a solid relationship, than not do the 6 months and then be in these types of relationships continuously over and over again and perpetuating a pattern that you refuse to heal? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, you're right about it. If I don't spend time, I'm going to be at war all the time, right?
Exactly. You got to heal that war within and throughout you, babe.
Definitely.
Jerome, I'm
going to give it a shot and see what happens.
All right. Hey, listen, I take male patients, so if you ever need a therapist, you let me know.
All right, I'll contact you guys.
All right, Jerome. Thank you for calling, love. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Oh, my loves, this has been so much fun. Thank you to all the callers for watching. Thank you to everybody who commented on all of the platforms today. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my social media team. Thank you to my producers, Cannabis Wiki, Jackie Childs, Drew Childs, and Megan. I appreciate you guys all for being here. My team, my golden team. And thank you for watching today's episode of Hi Carlen, Get Your Hearts Up. I love you guys. Get your hearts up. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll see you next week, 8 p.m. You know where we are, live. Bye.